11,000 yards, 67 touchdowns.
Okay.
He was the number one receiver. All these are number one receivers. Julian Edelman is a slot receiver. He's the third option.
Oh, okay.
So who was the number one over him besides when?
Nah. Let him keep that argument. Who's? I'm gonna get somebody who's still playing and they kind of young. Who is the slot receiver who was with the Vikings? I don't think he's.
I thought you were talking about Adam. Stephen Diggs.
Yeah, there we go.
Stephen Diggs was the number 2 guy.
The slot receiver, bro.
But
he's not slot. He was on the other end. He was outside receiver.
He was in the slot and outside. No, they put him in and out the slot. He played both.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Diggs crushed him.
My man only been in 5 years. He already had 6,000.
Exactly.
Yo, can we get started, man?
With 38 touchdowns. You already passed him.
RenderForce.com.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Warmup here. I'm here with the guys as per usual. It's Chase. He's returning to be our guest. And then we have Santana Moss. I didn't know he was gonna be on the pod today. You know what I'm saying? NFL legend. And then I'm your boy Legacy Chris. And if this is your first time rocking with us today, this is a place we talk about sports, current events, and everything else in between through the lens of black culture. Say what's up to the YouTube crowd, guys.
What's up, people?
What's up, everybody? Thanks for the intro. You know, some people might even say I'm Hall of Fame.
Ooh, wow. I don't know about that, man.
Okay, Santana.
Yeah. But we gonna get into it, man.
Maybe Jules.
Jules? Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get into it.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna get into it. We got some hot topics for you guys today, and then of course, if you like it, tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe, follow social media. We got some stuff, like I said, we trying to get off the ground, and we'll keep everyone posted. And any feedback, likes, dislikes, comments is really appreciated. This is for free for you guys, so the least you can do if you like it is just like, you know, let us know, and we'll keep it pushing. All right, with that, let's just kick it off, man. The biggest news to drop so far was LaMarcus Aldridge saying, hey, man, I'm dropping out of the NBA. The 15-year veteran said that he had an irregular heartbeat, and it came to a realization that he needed to put health and family first, because he's been putting NBA first for over those 15 seasons. And he's had a very successful career. He's played, in Portland, where he made a name for himself, and then he moved on to the San Antonio Spurs and made some significant runs there before making his last stop in Brooklyn and bowing out. So with that said, he has accumulated about 19 points, 8 rebounds, 7 times he's been an all-star in the NBA, which is a good amount of appearances. So let's just kick this off, man. How are you guys gonna remember the legacy of LaMarcus Aldridge? Chase, you wanna speak on it?
Yeah, man. I mean, the guy had a good career. I mean, definitely people are gonna remember him for Portland. And for the Spurs, I don't really remember. I mean, the Spurs are the Spurs, so I don't feel like people really pay attention to the Spurs. So he got lost in translation when he went over there. I'm not sure if people even remember that he was in the league, but I mean, for the time that he spent in the league, he was really good. Good power forward. It's kind of sad what happened. The fact that he has to end his career like this. I mean, obviously he went to Brooklyn with the hopes of getting the championship, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it's tough for him, actually admitting to himself or even coming to terms with what actually happening for him to end his career like that. So it had to be crushing him knowing that he was on the cusp of winning the chip, possibly. He had a very high chance, and then all of a sudden it's all derailed because of a news from the doc. And I mean, everybody in life, I guess it just shows you that no matter how old you are or what point in life you're at, anything can change on a dime. So for him, I'm wishing him all the best. I hope that he'll be at peace with the news, and I hope that he'll have a prosperous life. But LaMarcus, thanks, and enjoy life, bro.
Cool. Definitely good, kind words, man. Santana Moss, You got something you want to catch, with them hands, so you want to.
I mean, I caught feelings. Your intro made me feel a little triggered because I noticed you said LaMarcus Aldridge had a successful career, and after seeing that episode of I Am Athlete, I feel like you owe me an apology.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
But that didn't make it to the tape, so we gonna move forward.
Okay.
I feel like LA's been, pretty dope throughout his career. A lot of us remember him from his stint at the Trailblazers, where he played most of his career at. Solid player. I liked his skill set. Maybe was a little bit more passive than what we would like from a big man, but he was pretty skilled, high skilled player. And I actually did watch him play on the Spurs quite a bit. He seemed like he struggled at first to find his footing. But him and DeMar had a little thing going there. They didn't, they weren't highly successful, obviously, in the playoffs, but they were both playing pretty decent. He was a great player, like I said. Will be remembered for what could have been. They tried to get it with the Trailblazers. They didn't have too many attempts together. There was injuries here and there. But great player. We'll see what happens next. It has to be scary though, going out there and just having some weird, because he said he felt it like immediately, like, damn, my heart, something's going on. He had to go. They took him to the hospital the next day, and he went and made that decision. So it really must have hit him hard. I know it wasn't taken lightly, just like Chase said. That was something crazy. It's not the way that we want to go out. It gives me flashbacks of what happened with Chris Bosh down in Miami. So sometimes it's just bigger than you.
Yeah.
Hey, back to that passive thing that Reggie just said. The passive, that he was like a passive player, passive aggressive. He said, was it passive aggressive?
Just kind of a passive. Just kind of his
passive.
attitude.
Yeah. I saw. I think that guy's name was Chris Hayes from Yahoo Sports. He said he covered him at the beginning of his career, and he was like that. Like, it was hard because he was like a star player, but he didn't really give too much. It was hard to, like, I guess, for a branding standpoint of like putting him out there. I can see why you say that he is like a quiet superstar.
Yeah,
and I guess that's why the Spurs probably liked him, because they probably reminded him of Duncan.
Wasn't a trash talker, didn't shine. He wasn't too flashy, but I was more so, kind of like how they say Pau Gasol's passive. He's a little soft for a big man. It's kind of how I was going with it, but that is also true. He was one of the more stoic all-stars.
Yeah.
He's been an all-star before, right?
Who?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So he's one of the more.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Like five times, maybe seventh. Okay, that's good.
So he's more of a stoic all-star. He was very verbal.
Yeah, he's never gonna jump out of the gym. He's not that kind of an athlete. He's a very fundamental kind of guy. In fact, when I watched him, he started when Zach Randolph was actually in Portland, and I think Zach Randolph kind of showed him the ropes and stuff like that. As he got into the league and became a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, his game is actually was ahead of his time, because he was a jump shooting stretch four guy, and it really wasn't even a thing when he was majority of his career. That only became a thing like in the past maybe 4 or 5 years, post Warrior championships, where it was encouraged to shoot outside versus kind of being more on the block and being more physical. And actually that's to buy I guess my analysis of him as a player, I thought he was not the best or most effective on the block. He was a better pick and pop shooter. He was a stretch kind of guy. And so maybe if he was kind of coming up in this era of basketball, it would be more a compliment to his game, and he'd be more productive. But nonetheless, I mean, like I said, he had a very successful, I'll say it like this, because I know successful is a tricky word.
Nah, you good. Successful. He was successful.
Hey, great is a trigger word too.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, he definitely was the main man in Portland before Dame got there. He was definitely I remember him getting hella catered to in his offseason with the Lakers, dropped the ball twice, and before he ended up signing with the Spurs.
Yeah.
Like people were coming after him that was ready to give him like top dollar for. So he
Chris,
was a high commodity.
Actually, before Dame, he was there when Greg Oden and Brandon Roy
was there.
When they were the ones, when it was Brandon Roy's team, and then he was there in the shadows.
Yep.
And then Brandon Roy got hurt. That's how he got noticed.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like I said, he was always there. His attitude has always been kind of stoic, similar to Tim Duncan, but that's fine. Like, I mean, I don't think there was anything wrong with that. It is a tragedy. I'm happy that he finally listened to his body. Sometimes that's kind of what happens if you ignore it long enough. It'll aggregate into a bigger signal warning sign, and I'm glad he's finally listening and decided to just take a step back and reevaluate what's important in life. So I hope he gets better. I hope he finds the health, find the ways to kind of better his health as needed, and refocus on what's important in life. Because I mean, basketball ain't gonna be here forever, and there's always life after basketball. So hope he gets better. So we're there behind you, man. So we got you. So yeah, with that said, people are already talking about it. I don't know, but like, what y'all think? Do y'all think he's a Hall of Famer based off of what he's done so far in the league, or?
That's a no for me.
That's a no for me, dog.
Dang. Just a flat out no. No. Okay.
No.
I'm gonna say no too. I don't think he's a good player. Let's just,
he'll be remembered.
You know what? This is how I feel. This is kind of how I feel. Kind of hindsight, 2020 kind of thing. If he had stayed in Portland though, because they never lost. They never missed the playoffs since he left. Dame has only gotten better and all that, and McCollum has come into his own. And if he was there still, let's just say theoretically still, like he was there, and you had Carmelo and you had McCollum and what's it, Nurkic,
that's him.
You just had like these complementary pieces to kind of help open up some of that floor space for you. He may have had maybe not Hall of Fame, but he probably would have been one of the best Portland players.
So I'd have had a chip too.
So, well, the issue with that is if he had stayed, but he wanted to leave to be the man somewhere else, because he realized that because Dame took over. Dame became Dame while he was still there. Yeah. And he realized everybody was talking about Dame Lillard, hitting these like clutch shots, and he was just taking over the league, like definitely not ahead of step, but like people were taking notice of him. So a part of it was him wanting to go to San Antonio, but then when he got to San Antonio, he didn't realize that Kawhi,
he didn't take over in San Antonio.
No, because he didn't realize when he was going that Kawhi was the man. Nobody even knew at that time, because Kawhi was still behind Tim Duncan. And then when he went over there, he was supposed to change guards with Timmy. So when he got there, he didn't realize that Kawhi was really the dude that was gonna be the number one guy. So he kind of. I have a feeling if they checked his mind, if you could see in his mind, he was kind of like, "Why did I come over here?"
Man.
But I mean, like, still, even after, maybe it was too late, but even after Kawhi left, he still never took over.
But he wasn't like a number one guy. That's one of the reasons why he can't be a Hall of Famer. He never felt like a true, like somebody that could command like a team because of his passiveness, like you said.
I feel like number two guys make it to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, some do, like Scottie Pippen, but I mean, he wasn't even playing. I don't even know if you could win with him as a number two.
Yeah, I think that's the real issue. I don't know if he could even win with him as a number two.
You can make a case for Chris Bosh, because Chris Bosh actually was putting up numbers in Toronto.
Before he came
before.
And after LeBron left, he was putting up numbers. Back to putting up numbers.
Yeah. So they definitely could have made it a couple times, but the blood clots took them out. So it is what it is.
Yeah. So get well soon, man. Like I said, I kind of want you to beat this and then enjoy the rest of your life, man. Like, what I'm saying, become a broadcaster, commentator, analyst. What I'm saying. I heard Paul Pierce there's an opening at ESPN. So We leave it there, man. We move on. Yes.
Hey, but see it? If LaMarcus Aldridge said what KD said about championships and not caring, that would have it'd have been better coming from him.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes it's the messenger. Sometimes it's the
messenger.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it would sound better coming from him.
And that's one thing I did respect about LaMarcus is that he wanted to win, but he wanted to win. I guess want to say the right way, quote unquote. I know there's no right way to do it, but like in the way that would garner that respect of like, okay, I'm the best guy out here. I led the team. I took a team from nothing to something. Like, you know, that's I think a little bit more lauded in, you know, the historical sense than, you know, just getting chips and accruing chips just for the sake.
He didn't join the superpower.
He did, He didn't join the Clippers ship. He didn't join the Heat ship. He didn't do any of that stuff. He was just like, I'm gonna go to San Antonio.
I was gonna say he went to the Spurs.
Yeah, but he went to Spurs when like when the last of the dying breed was just like telling.
During the transition, Tony Parker was heading on his way out. Ginobili's on his way out.
Tim Duncan was 21 years in the game and had one knee left and couldn't even jump. It was sad to see Timmy. But.
And then in this Nets move, still, I felt like it was, you know, in the twilight of his career, so it was acceptable.
Yeah,
I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah, so yeah, anything else on that before we move on? Because we got some more stuff we got to talk about.
I'm good.
Okay, all right. So flipping to the page to the NFL, man. We got some NFL news. Y'all heard the Patriots, man, where they did Patriots things and not taking care of their players. Julian Edelman got cut because they felt like they didn't need to use him anymore. So of course
he didn't even pass the physical. It sounded like.
Yeah, he did pass. He didn't pass the physical. Which I mean, okay, so go pass the physical. Like we can put you on. You can red shirt you. We can do all that stuff, man. They just like, nah, we don't want to deal with you no more, man. So got your bag. You got your bag at the door. So and with, you know, Julian Edelman, man, he probably didn't want to, you know, deal with another organization. It's like, if they don't want me, I don't want nobody else. So he decided to retire as well. And again, 11 seasons, 620 receptions, 6,800 yards, 36 touchdowns, numerous Super Bowl championships because of the system that is the Patriots, even including Tom Brady in the mix. What did they say about Julian Edelman's legacy? What do we say? Is there anything to say about this?
He was a role player on the team. He helped, you know, in playoff situations to secure some wins. Says a lot about the Patriots to me. Like, does Tom Brady have to take physicals? Like, the fact that he even had to take the physical, like, it wasn't just a granted, like, okay, let's do it again another season, and if it doesn't, you know, just had a man, like, he could have, I don't know, he could have been pushed him down in the depth chart or something. Like,
give him
it's cold. It's cold out there. Yeah, it's cold out there in Gillette Stadium.
Bill Belichick tried to get rid of Tom Brady. If you can get rid of Tom Brady, you can cut anybody.
That's true.
That's cold, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's Bill, man.
Yeah, man. You got anything, Chase?
I mean, the guy did his job. As anybody that goes to the Patriots is like, do your job. Tom Brady always says, do your job, or whatever he says. So I felt like he just did his job when the time counted. He wasn't necessarily known for like regular season accolades or anything like that. So I mean, he was just a dependable person when it came to the playoffs, and Tom Brady could count on him. He was the go-to guy pretty much all of his career with Tom. So kudos to him. I mean, it's sad. I know that he probably wanted to stay with the Patriots just to say, like, he was just with the Patriots, right? Correct, right?
Exclusive, man. He was exclusive.
Most people want to be like with like one organization, you know, a legend. So maybe Patriots will like shower him with like, I guess, royalty, I guess, because maybe he could have left for more money. I'm not sure if he was offered. I doubt it because he wasn't like necessarily like a hot commodity. So
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I mean, hopefully he's also like LaMarcus is like okay with just how everything went down.
Yeah.
And is okay with his retirement. So I wish him all the best and hope that's it. I doubt it. I'm pretty sure he might end up in Tampa because Tom Brady is picking up anybody that
calling
retires
bringing back
from
the
the
band
Patriots.
together.
Yeah,
Exactly.
man.
He's like AB. Is AB gonna be there? I mean, he could fill the slot role from AB. If AB doesn't return. So
It's possible.
we'll see. I have a feeling he's gonna go there. I don't see why not. Tom Brady's gonna call him and be like, "Hey, just come down here. I'm gonna throw you the ball." X, Y, Z. So that's it.
Yeah, man. I feel you. Look, Julian Edelman has did everything that organization asked him to do, except for not to make the physical one time. The one time he slipped up, they were like, like, you gotta cut it. Like, God, they are ruthless, man. They're like crime bosses.
That showed you they wanted to get rid of him before. That wasn't the reason why.
Yeah.
But I'm just
They
like,
wanted to find a reason.
but still, it's just like, you watching Power. Like, are they gonna make Ghost audition every season? Like,
I mean,
Hey, man. Hey, you gotta fight for your position, man.
every day is an audition.
You gotta fight for your position. Dudes can take your spot.
But
You gotta-
that's one thing, right? I hear what you're saying, and that's fair. We not talking about, during practice he didn't make the cut. They didn't even like go that far. They was just like, you ain't passed the physical.
That's what I'm saying. They just wanted to get rid of him. They wanted the reason. Like 15 years, they didn't want him no more.
They hit him with the paperwork. Like, you were 5 minutes late.
Oh,
Yeah, perfect sentence. Your whole career, you're 5 minutes late. We just started you on your first
All
offense.
season? Didn't he miss like all season last year?
I don't think so.
He
Listen.
missed most of the season. He did. He missed most of the season because only N'Keal Harry and the other crap receivers was on the field.
Yeah.
Edelman was barely on the field. He was like injured or something.
I thought he had PED violations. No.
Something. I don't know what it was. He wasn't.
Oh
on
yeah,
the
that's true
field,
too.
though.
Maybe he had another PD thing come up, or maybe without the PDs he just couldn't hack it. Maybe that's another thing.
Right.
But still, man, the more we stay on this subject, it's made me think they were ready to deal with AB, who was not a part of the legacy of the team, who had all these off the court issues, and they were willing to work with that.
Because they was gonna get production. They didn't trust Edelman. Edelman was Brady dependent. That's what it was.
Well, first of all, we don't know that because he was also dependable with Jimmy Garoppolo, and Cam Newton couldn't hit nothing. Post COVID,
No, Cam didn't have none of them receivers was open. They was trash.
Nah, I don't want to. I don't want to do. I think isn't Cam coming back first of all?
He's coming back.
I don't want to put too much on Cam because that New England team wasn't a New England team.
It wasn't.
Really.
You're right.
A lot of people like with NFL last season. A lot of
they either opted out.
A lot of people. Not only that. A lot of players opted out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. A lot of the players opted out of the COVID.
No, I think Chase was talking about because I think he actually had COVID too.
Cam had COVID
After
also.
coming back from the COVID thing, he just wasn't the same. So that was another layer on top of that.
Yeah.
But also that team was just missing a lot of personnel.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. I mean, I don't want to get away from focusing on Julian, but I do agree that the Patriots last year was torn and tattered. Obviously, it's not indicative of their normal seasons, so I don't want to hang that over Julian Edelman's head. But what I will say is that of everyone who came in and out of that organization while Tom Brady was there, it was always Julian Edelman. It was always Gronkowski.
Mm-hmm.
It was never anyone else, at least in the last 10 years, obviously. But he just consistent. And every time you need to get a third down conversion, he would be there. Every time you need to get a big play, it was him or Gronk. It was one of those two. So I would, I understand he's not jumping out of the gym or out of the stadium. He's not gonna be your Megatron. He's not gonna be your Julio Jones. But he could be your Rocket Ismail. I don't know if y'all remember Rocket Ismail. He can be, he can be a good slot receiver, man. He can, what I'm saying? Get the man.
Y'all would have just let the man took his PEDs in peace.
I would.
Hey,
man, look, they allowed someone to deflate balls purposefully.
Oof. Allegedly.
And then be
it wasn't alleged. They found out. They tested it. They said the other ball was flat.
they allow a lot of stuff in Patriot Town. Like as long as you winning and you producing, they allow a lot of stuff. So I mean the PEDs, I don't think that should be the grounds for termination. I'm sure.
I mean, you're not cheating, you're not trying. It's like the Patriot way.
I mean, exactly. That is
Spygate,
Spygate, Spygate 2. They had a sequel.
They had a sequel? Oh, man.
Yeah, you didn't
They had
know
the
that?
sequel. You remember they had it when he went to the I think it was Cleveland Browns.
I thought it was the
Oh,
Bengals
yeah,
or the Browns. Yeah, they had the video, the documentary crew.
Yeah, in the box, in the press box, talking about they filming.
I didn't know I couldn't be here.
It's like the NBA players that be going in the huddle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, man, like they some cheaters, right? I don't know, man. Like I hope he's doing well. I hope he finds some solace after this. Maybe Tom Brady, man. But like, hey, come play with me, man. I got the hookup, got the inside track. So I wouldn't even be mad. I would actually respect Tom Brady more if he was able to pull them strings and tell them, hey man, go ahead, pick up Julian Edelman. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, all you gotta say is I could finalize you getting into the Hall of Fame.
Huh?
I could make it final.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Are we putting Julian Edelman in the Hall of Fame?
I feel like we're just putting these guys up on the chopping block today to even ask these questions.
Yeah, I don't want to seem like we're being negative, but it's a no for me again.
The dude is a
it remind me of Living Color. Yeah, 2 thumbs down.
It's a down, dude.
Look,
you know why?
Can we not look at the stats this time? Because look at the fact that he's been the most.
We going to the Hall of Fame without looking at the stats?
I'm gonna tell you why. It's so
we going
bad.
off of feelings and sentiment.
Yo, it's so bad why he can't get in because look.
Do you want to go through the pre? Go ahead, finish it.
The man was never considered a number one option per se. If you want to look at it like that.
Okay.
Defense is never even double teamed the man. That's why the man was open all the time. There was no respect. Even though he was doing it, they still never tried to double him at all. Look at this last Super Bowl. Tyreek Hill is so good and Travis Kelce, they were legit doubling both of them all game. That shows you the respect level that defenses have. Even if you can't get it, that shows you how good those guys really are. Mm-hmm. Julian Edelman, I feel like defensive players never thought the man was that good. And his numbers, regular season wise, show it. The man ain't good, never been to a Pro Bowl. So, I mean, there's nothing else to say. He had good playoff success, which is cool, but nobody thought of him as like, oh my God, Julian Edelman is the top 5 receiver in the league.
You're right.
Ever.
You're right. However, I just look. Sometimes it's not the receiver's fault for how the defense schemes for them. If the defense don't want to double team you and you constantly making big plays, look. Say that to Atlanta, who they rolled Gronkowski and Edelman down to, you know what I'm saying, score and come back and beat, you know what I'm saying, down 17 points or whatever, come back and beat the Atlanta Hawks. Mm-hmm. Like I get it, and this is the only thing I would say. I understand the stats are not there. We all. That's what I'm saying.
Like being forgotten by the defense and making a big play every once in a while does not get you in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. It doesn't.
Okay.
Do you want to go through the pre-show list that we went through of people?
Nah, I mean we cool. We don't even have to because see, my thing is this. This is all I'm saying. This is all I'm saying. Maybe not first ballot, maybe not second. I don't know what the last ballot is. I don't know what the last ballot is.
No ballots.
10 ballot Hall of Fame.
The ballot. Nah, it's gonna be like is the ballot or the bullet at that point. Somebody got a gun to the Hall of Fame head talking about something. Put them in or else. And they still probably won't put them in.
Yo, this is all this is all I'm saying. The fact that this guy has been the most consistent. Even Grunk went out. Like Grunk had a whole missing shoulder and he was out. So I mean, who you gonna pass the ball to? You know the Patriots ain't ever had no receiving corps outside that year they had Randy Moss and they blew that year.
Facts.
the only consistent thing was Tom Brady, Julian Edelman, Gronk. Whenever he's not.
No, you can't say that. So they had Amendola. Right?
Amendola, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Amendola.
And Amendola was like,
he was basically another Julian Edelman. It was Amendola was, quick slant, get the ball.
The Spider-Man meme.
Essentially. And Amendola left because, they probably didn't want to pay him. He wanted to get paid. He went to the Jets. And he did
over the Jets or Dolphins.
I thought he went to the Dolphins.
Dolphins. My bad. Yeah. But and he's actually doing well there. Like, he's not like number one receiver like you guys are claiming, but like that you had to be. I'm just saying if I was to give a pass to anyone, it would be Julian Edelman for Hall of Fame. Not first ballot, not second ballot. Whoever, he has to break more ballots than T.O. because that would be a disgrace. But like, we can let, he's been missing consistency. I'm okay with that.
Wow. It's crazy.
So, tell them how she ain't got, you good?
I mean, if you had to get that surgery, that life-saving surgery, and you got the list of doctors, are you gonna go with he's consistent?
Hold on. How long is his consistency? Is it 11 years? Is it a decade worth of consistency?
I guess, but the fact that he gets picked over by everybody else and gets forgotten when it's like, who could do the surgery? And it's just like, they looking at the nurses before they even look at this guy. Like,
oh, so you say that there's so many people that's been overlooked too, where they start going to like,
yeah, like he's just like that.
You know what?
He's that first chair in the barbershop. That's who he is?
His career. You know who I'm gonna compare him to? You know who I'm going to compare him to in the NBA? Iguodala. Iguodala is not a Hall of Famer. He's not a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer.
But no, he's not a Hall of Famer.
I don't think that's a good comparison.
He's not a Hall of Famer because I'm just comparing because Iguodala won an MVP just like Julian Edelman. But nobody thinks like Iguodala was like the best player in that series.
But this is just like the twilight of his career. He had that whole stint with Iverson and all that. Like,
yeah, but I don't think
Iguodala been around.
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. When I think of Iguodala, I don't think automatically like Hall of Fame.
That's what I said. Not first ballot, not second ballot, not wherever.
I hear what you're saying, but I think even Iguodala is
Iguodala was never considered even a top 10 player in the league.
No, and he's not a first, second option either. So I hear what you're saying.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
Okay, so let me.
But he closer than Edelman though.
Huh?
He closer than Edelman.
Yeah, that's no. Okay, you can say that, but I just compared them because they both have Finals MVPs. But I don't consider them Hall of Famers.
Okay.
So let me ask this then: do you think that he should be in the Patriots Ring of Honor, essentially? Like, the Hall of Fame for Patriots. 100%. Is that okay?
Y'all have your book club. Y'all do that.
Okay.
100%.
Book club? Wow.
Wherever they want to rank him as an all-time Patriot, that's up to them, but he deserves it.
So y'all won't be mad at them. Y'all be like, I can see that.
No. They could I don't care what position. If they put him as the fifth best Patriots ever, I don't care.
Yeah, they want to put him in the yearbook picture or something. Go ahead, man.
Okay, man. That's cool. Hey, Julian Edelman, man, look, I wish you the best because, some people they ain't looking out for you like I'm trying to, man. So, anything else y'all want to add before we move on?
Yeah, I'm going to ask a question. If we're doing fantasy, would you have picked Julian Edelman?
What year?
Any year.
I can close my eyes and pick a year.
You pick, how about this?
Nah.
Fix your eyes on the camera. You pick a year, I'll give you the stats. Talking about what year? You pick the year, I'm gonna give you the stats. Trolling us, man. What year? You pick what
championship season? Pick a championship season.
What year?
What 2015 look like?
Okay, 2015.
That sounds bad already.
Actually, I think that was his best. Wait, hold on. That was his best year. 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, give me that one.
7 touchdowns.
But 692 yards.
How much?
692 yards.
He didn't even crack 1,000 yard receiving. Has he ever cracked 1,000 yard receiving?
He did actually in three
times. And
three times.
He almost had 4. He had 900.
Almost 4.
Okay.
Okay.
He's okay, man. Like Look, man, what I have drafted him. It depends on what my roster was like. If I would get him as a marginal player, like as a week by week.
Oh, if you say marginal, then that's
like what, like a flex player,
like a flex player. Yeah,
you would have him as your flex position.
I would have
lost.
I would
Season
have him.
Done. Whatever your choices of GM, then you out. You out.
Hey, never came behind second place ever. I've always been running up.
You're right. And you never drafted Julian
Edelman.
Edelman.
Because man, someone always get him. Someone always gets him.
Oh, yeah. All right. This guy.
Anything else? You
need to ask yourself that question.
Any other questions that you guys want to throw at me since y'all out here interrogating me for my position? Good, man. Let's move on, man. Cause see, Kyrie was out here doing Kyrie things as usual. It's always something with Kyrie, but this time it was with the Lakers and a certain player named Dennis Schroder, who they were jawing, going back and forth during the Brooklyn Nets and Lakers game, and of course, it's heated. They mad, you know what I'm saying, or they're entangled, and they both got kicked out for jawing back and forth. Later on, it was allegedly reported that Kyrie was responding to being called the N-word by Schroder. So that's the reason that got him, a little bit more agitated than normally. So with that said, people are making a big deal out of the fact that it was an N-word or whatever. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a big deal? No big deal?
No, ejected every day,
Yeah, no big deal. First of all, Kyrie was just overreacting to the situation. I mean, dude, I watched that game. Dennis Schroder was giving him the business the all game up to that point. I just feel like he just got frustrated when what led up to the whole fouling issue and stuff why he went up into his face. I felt like he was just mad because he was getting it handed to him. Because I feel like Dennis Schroder was not the first person to usher the N-word at Kyrie, like saying it. Dudes on the court say that thing like it's religion. I guarantee you, and a league majority black dudes, I guarantee you he had it said to him before.
Yeah.
Go ahead, finish.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying that he had it said to him before. The fact that he decided to come out after the game talking about Schroder, use that word and we shouldn't use it, that's fine. If that's what you agree, you want to believe in, like your stance on the word is, that's fine. Because the black community is like 50-50 on using it, in a sense. People are fine with it because they see it as like just slang or how we talk among the community. And then some people feel like it should just be like banned, period, because of the history of the word. Even though people try to differentiate using the hard N-I-G-G-E-R versus the A.
Or the UH.
It does sound different. I'm not gonna lie. Even though they both use, the ER sound mad hard. Like that's what it was being used for sure back then. So for him to come on and say it, I get it, but I just feel like he was just angry, and as I said, him and Katie always had something to say, and he just had to come out and say something about it because I'm pretty sure he heard it in practice. He heard it in on the court, whether it be when he was in college, in the NBA. And I know people like, especially him, gets like some kind of newfound enlightenment or something. So he might feel this way now. But for him to come out then and there to say it there, I just feel like it was just frustration from the game of him just know that Dennis Schroder was giving him the business all game long. But that's my stance on it. And hey, Kyrie next week is going to come out and talk about flat earth and whatever. And I was saying to Rich before about Hollow Earth. Maybe he believes in Hollow Earth after seeing Godzilla versus Kong. Hey. I mean,
King Kong.
He's allowed to believe what he wants to believe. But I'm gonna say this is Kyrie. If he ever sees this, he probably needs to go hit up Richard Branson over there by Virgin Galactic. Get on that first flight. He can afford it, $250K for a seat. Get on that flight that takes you up to space, so he can see what the Earth looks like. If he believes that it's flat, he can go up there and go look at it. So I'm gonna leave that for him if he wants to see it. So, good luck, Kyrie.
Might say it's assimilation, but
exactly.
But I have to agree. I think it was frustration boiled over. We know he's been leaving in and out for personal reasons, whatever the case is. I think, you know, things that are going on outside in society, shootings, killings, and, you know, he seems like he's pretty in touch with social justice issues. He was getting the business that game. You know, it could have been that German accent. That word could have just came out different. And I know you talked about the 50-50, but it could be even more nuanced because his response is, you don't know me like that. So maybe he took offense to somebody he doesn't like. They didn't have that kind of relationship. For him to use that kind of language, it could be that kind of thing. Who knows what it was, but I feel like at the end of the day, for it to play out as it did on the court and getting ejected, obviously as a professional player, that's not ideal for you. Sometimes, you know, like the coach might make a stand if they really feel strongly, but I think if he could have took it back, he wouldn't have got ejected for that. I think it was just frustration boiled over.
Gotcha. Okay.
Does it have a place in sports? I mean, I don't know if it has a place in sports or not, but it's there.
It's there. It's there. It's there. So you go to any park, I guarantee you go hear that word on the court. It's there.
Yeah.
Lisa was from another black person. You go on the court and not hear you hearing, you know, especially this young generation, they listen to certain music and feel a certain kind of liberty.
Feel empowered. Yeah.
So that would have been a whole different kind of situation. So
yeah. I don't know. I guess I had to agree with you guys finally on this one, man. You know, I feel like much ado about nothing. Trash talk is gonna happen. People gonna get upset. You know, ain't no one throw no punches. It's all good, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, I would hearken it back to like the reaction, or just how people respond to reactions. If you never show people that bothers you, I'm taking it all the way back to like the Pistons days, Piston Bulls. Like, if you don't show that like the agitation of the opponent that they're trying to invoke upon you, like, you know, if you don't show the reaction on it, then they won't know if they're under your skin or not. And actually, once you start showing that frustration is when they know they got you out of your game and like under your skin and stuff like that. So it could have been the play. It could have been the fact that Schroder was in his jersey the whole game, was giving him the business. It could have been just the trash talking. I mean, shoot, I know they trash talk worse than you know, Gary Payton and Rasheed Wallace. You know, these folks trash talk all day. You know, Reggie Miller, like those people just trash talk like there's nothing. Michael Jordan was sitting to talk trash.
Oh, trash.
I heard, like, I don't know if you guys heard the story about how he was counting down. He was counting. He every time he scored on someone, a particular player, he would just say like 32, 30, 27. And the guy didn't know what he was doing until like third, fourth quarter. He was like, "Oh, you was counting down to how many points I was going to score you." Like that. That's the level of trash talk, and that's some dedication right there. Like, I would never think to be that petty, but I don't know, man. Like, it does it have a place in sports? I would like to see a place where we evolve from there, and it's not so casually and so you know, haphazardly thrown around. But I mean, it is what it is, and I'm not gonna be the police for how people talk. Especially black.
I just feel like it's heavily integrated in the community. Like, it's so like
culture and all that.
Yeah, with everything. It's I'm not saying it can't not go away or whatever, or like eventually like less people use it, but it's gonna be tough. But in regards to Kyrie, man, I mean, I don't get him and KD. I mean, like, after the game, like, why go on Twitter? They complain about the media all the time, and you go on social media, last word media, to go say something and then get upset with the media when they're showing something that you said and talking about, oh, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
When everything you say, you said it. Nobody takes you to context. You talk about how you never said you needed a coach. They have you on tape talking about, we don't need no coach. We can coach ourselves. What am I supposed to take that as? If you say we don't need a coach, we can just coach ourselves and do what we want to do.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to take that as?
I think with the social media, I think it's just more of the same that we just kind of touched on. I think it's just frustrations. They just needed an outlet to put that energy out into. They feel, I don't know, maybe misunderstood, or they just were still upset. But I would just say you were kind of talking about like getting under the skin or whatever. I don't even know if like maybe basketball wise Schroder was trying to do that, but it seemed like I saw the tape of what they said that Schroder said. It seemed more so like whatever had already set Kyrie off. Schroder was just kind of reacting like, "Yo, damn!" Like, it wasn't him. It wasn't him trying to antagonize. It was more just a reaction like, "Why are you so upset?"
He said back up in because Kyrie ran into his face.
I don't even think he said back up. I think he was just like, "Yo, damn! Like, why you all up on me like that?"
I feel like he said, "Damn, end." Why you?
Yeah. But he didn't say like, "Oh, back up." Like it wasn't.
It wasn't aggressive. It was more so.
It was just like, "Yo, what's going
retreating."
on with you?
And
then he got, and that's how I knew Kyrie was just frustrated because he knew he wasn't like trying to use the word just to say like. That's how I knew he was frustrated, and that's how I know people say that to Kyrie probably all the time. Kyrie had to be on the court and get heated, and dude's going to use that word.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, maybe it wasn't the fact that how he was playing. It could have been how he was playing. Obviously, probably contributed to it, but it also could have been that maybe throughout you know how they kind of jab at each other like throughout the game, back and forth. They kind of say stuff and here and there. Maybe. Again, Schroder was part of it. Maybe he wasn't, right? I don't know, but
maybe he has some. Maybe he was just frustrated from some external. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe he needs to take another vacation. I don't know, but like I said, I feel like it's much to do about nothing. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. I think they'll be. I don't think they have beef. I think they could piece it up and just move forward from there.
Yeah.
Definitely not personal.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Anything else y'all want to speak on with Kyrie or the Nets? I know it's y'all favorite team y'all watching.
I'm waiting for them to be hot. Just waiting for everybody to come back and let's just see how the Titans play out.
Okay. All right. I feel you, man. All right. Well, that's all I got for the show, man. We can wrap this up real quick. Chase, you want to provide a sign off? Tell something to the crowd. Say something you want to.
I just want to say thanks, guys, for having me back again. Everybody watching, keep watching, subscribe, and watch again.
Cool. Appreciate that. Santana Mouse.
Thanks, everybody, for checking us out. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check us out on the socials. Thanks, Chase, for coming through again, stepping up. Man down, man up mentality. Shout out to the host. You go ahead and close us out.
Shout out
Legacy
to the
Legacy Chris.
Oh, you talking about me being the host?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
yeah. Who else is the host?
I don't know, man, because there's a host I ain't got host privileges. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man.
So I ain't know. So
you gonna drop a diss record or not?
No, man. I may drop some subtweets. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, but yeah, I'm Legacy Chris. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. Again, I'm working on a Facebook thing, trying to get everyone in one place to engage and converse amongst each other, banter, sending requests about topics, things of that nature. So be on the lookout for that. Music, I just want to give a shout out to the music accreditation to Trey Flow Productions. He's been more than kind to give us some background music, and he's dope. Check him out. The description's in the his link is in the description box below. And thanks, Chase, man. You came through again, clutch.
Hey, man.
Definitely appreciate it, man.
Hey.
MVP.
Yeah.
You think he gonna be MVP?
He should be MVP.
Oh, he could. Yeah, hey, man. He the most clutch player in the league, man.
Thank you. And he's carrying the team for what 6-7 years by himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I don't know. I'll definitely give it to him, but I understand. Give Joker, if Joker makes it, if he becomes MVP, I'm not mad at it.
Hey,
I'm thinking it's Joker.
Still.
Huh?
Embiid is pushing for that spot too.
He's pushing for it, but I think the injury kind of set him back.
Exactly. So, but
Jokic and Dame would have to fall off like the rest of the season.
Yeah,
exactly. That's how I feel. So, but yeah, man, I'll let everyone go. Y'all have a good evening. To everyone else, man. Peace.